Hey Chem Kids, Campbell here. We're going to do molecular nomenclature. Now, I know how much you love nomenclature, but I got some good news for you. This is our last new nomenclature, and I think you're going to like this one. This is molecular nomenclature. And what's molecular nomenclature, you want to know? Well, it's when we take two nonmetals and we put them together into a compound. Now, remember the nonmetals are up here in this quarter, so there aren't even that many of them. Right? We don't have all of these to know. Now it's just this little corner right here. Now, what's different about molecular nomenclature from the other nomenclature we've done is that the +1, +2, +3, -3, -2, -1 from the periodic table, we don't use that anymore because the periodic table doesn't actually help us figure out how many go together when I have two nonmetals together. So we're going to use prefixes instead. We're going to use our example here of this bad boy. This bad boy is carbon dioxide. So how do we name these things? Well, just like all of the other nomenclature, we start by naming the first element first. So this is carbon. Now, if there is more than one, we are going to have to use a prefix for the first one. But if it just has one, you just name the element. It's carbon. For the second one, we always start with a prefix, and that prefix tells us how many atoms there are. And then we follow the element stem with IDE, just like we did on the other nomenclatures when it was just a single atom. So this would be di for two, ox-ide. So this is why this is carbon dioxide. Now, in order to be able to do this, you need to know the prefixes. So you need to memorize these prefixes. So if there is one, it's mono. If there's two, it's di. 3, tri. 4, tetra. Not quad. I see people write quad all the time. Tetra. 5 is penta. 6 is hexa. 7, hepta. 8 octa, 9 nona, and 10 deca. So you'll need to memorize these prefixes. And there's some of them that'll mess you up because you use other prefixes in other classes for other things. All right, let's take a look at some examples. Well, here is our carbon dioxide. So we name the first one. There's only one, so no prefix for that one. And then we start with the prefix di, oxide. This one has more than one first atom, so we have to use a prefix here. So 2 is di-nitrogen. And then there's only one of these, right? Our second one always has to start with a prefix, so this is monoxide. Here is pH3, so we name the first one without a prefix, phosphorus. And then 3 is tri, so this would be trihydride. Oh, look at this one. This is carbon monoxide. Don't breathe that. And look, here's water. Well, water, right, hydrogen and oxygen are both nonmetals, so this would be dihydrogen monoxide. So notice that the first one, if it's all by itself, if there's just a single of the first element, we don't use a prefix, we just name the element. But the second one always has a prefix, even if there's just one. So make sure you know the prefixes. All right, let's do some practice. See if you can name the following molecular compounds. Pause the video, write it in your notes, and see if you get it right. Well, for this first one, if you said carbon trihydride, you're correct. The second one is dinitrogen tetraoxide. Now, besides naming them, you're going to have to write the chemical formulas, but this is not so bad because as long as you can match this chemical symbol to the name, all you got to do is remember your prefixes. So, for example, this is phosphorus pentachloride. So when I write the chemical formula, I'm going to write a P for phosphorus, and then I'm going to write the Cl for chloride or chlorine, and penta is 5, so it's going to be PCl5. See if you can get this one right. Pause the video, write it in your notes. If you wrote S2 for di and F for fluorine and 10, you are correct. S2F10. See, this one's not so bad. All right, see you in class.